All right. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Johnny Perciapolo from Focal Point Coaching. And I have a very, very special guest today for virtual coffee with the coach. So let's raise our cups and have a coffee. Everyone, I want to introduce you to someone that I know you're just going to fall in love with. Her name is Polly Brothers, and she is with Arbonne International. So welcome, Polly.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Good deal. I am going to, Polly has a great background. So I want to make sure I get it right. So I'm actually going to read it because I don't want to leave anything out. So I want you guys to be just as impressed as I am. Polly was born in Birmingham, Alabama, but grew up in Southern Louisiana. Go Saints, right?
I know, yes.
She's been an independent consultant and regional vice president with Arbonne, which is a health and wellness company for the past 11 years. Polly has over 35 years experience as a fitness professional and has taught group fitness classes and done personal training all over the world, including working in Germany and on a cruise ship in the Mediterranean as the fitness pro on the ship. That's pretty cool. I've been on a lot of cruises, so I've seen you around. I'm sure I have.
Yes.
Polly is married to Robert, and she has 2 children. Emma, who is 20 and is an equestrian pursuing a career in show jumping, and Robert, who's 22. He's a senior in mechanical engineering at Auburn and has been accepted to grad school at Auburn, so we'll continue there. Perfect. Polly is passionate about helping people better their quality of life and reach their health goals. With her Arbonne business, she has helped thousands of people to realize the importance of using personal care and nutrition products that are free of toxic ingredients. Her number one goal in life is to help more people to live an abundant life because of the life that she has been given and blessed with by God. And that right there says it all. This is a very special lady. She is does some amazing things with health and fitness. She knows her stuff. So once again, Polly, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me on Virtual
Absolutely.
Coffee.
I am honored to have you on, and I'm hoping a lot of people out there take the time to really listen to what you have to say and then jump on board and get fit. So we're going to jump right into it. I'm just going to start asking you some questions. We're going to talk about the business and what you do and why you do it. So my first question is, tell us a little bit about what your business, what you offer in the business, and what made you lean towards that line of work.
Well, first I want to say that we probably should be saying that we're drinking detox tea instead of coffee today, Johnny, because that is part of what I do, but it's okay. Occasionally we can have a little cup of coffee. But Arbonne is all really our motto. If you hear the word Arbonne, we want you to think pure, safe, beneficial products. And it's everything from personal care products to nutrition to baby to sunscreen. It just really runs the gamut. But the big deal about Arbonne is we're vegan. We're gluten, soy, and dairy free, and we're just free of harmful toxins. And so the reason that I decided to build a business, this is something I never, ever in a million years thought I would do. You know, you don't go to college and get out and think, hey, I think I'll do Arbonne. Right. But it's because I'm so passionate about overall health and wellness. And like you said, I've been in fitness for 35 years. And I just, my favorite thing is to help somebody who comes into a class maybe and doesn't feel comfortable with themselves. And I just love seeing their shoulders kind of sit up and back a little bit by the second or third class. I just want to help people feel better about themselves and just, their overall health. And so I think it's the most important thing, your health, probably next to your spiritual life. So I think most people would agree. And so I just feel like I can really make a big, big impact with what I'm doing with Arbonne. So that's why I chose to do it.
Awesome. That's excellent. So you talked a little bit about being vegan, gluten free and all those things. So what are the main, I guess, product lines and just a little bit about the ingredients and things like that?
Sure. Well, so the big deal about Arbonne, and Arbonne means beautiful tree, by the way. Okay. So everybody always thinks that we're airborne. We're not that. But the big deal, if you want to say, sometimes people ask how we compare to other companies, and we always say that actually we're kind of in a class by ourselves because we are botanically based. And so that just means that all of our personal care products sit in a base of botanical oils instead of an ingredient called mineral oil, which is the #1 ingredient here in the US. And it's just a byproduct of crude oil. So that's just something we don't do. We also just don't do any artificial colors, sweeteners, flavors, that kind of thing in our nutrition line. No parabens, phthalates, just some of these things might sound foreign to most people, but if you, I didn't know that it mattered what I put on my skin when I started this. I certainly knew that it mattered what I put in my body, and we all know that we are what we eat. But in fact, we also are what we put on our skin, because our skin is highly absorbent. So that's what Arbonne's all about, is just putting things in and on your body that are pure, safe, beneficial. So again, everything from anti-aging to a baby line to sunscreen, to shave gel, soap, deodorant. Sometimes people say, well, I don't wear makeup. And I say, well, do you bathe? Because we have that too. So pretty much but what we like to say is that we're actually a philosophy, and our products have to line up to that philosophy. So that's what kind of sets us apart.
Yeah, so I guess that's the thing that surprised me, is when you hear of nutritional, automatically your mind goes to food. You
Right.
don't think about the soap and the shampoo and all those things, and
Right.
cleaning products, right? Those kind of things. So
Yeah.
I think it makes it a pretty well-rounded solution, because I think it was you I talked to who said something about, well, that's great if you're putting the good things inside your body, but if
Right.
you're not taking care of the outside of the body, then you still have some major problems. So
Absolutely.
very
And
cool.
actually, Johnny, I'll interject one quick thing here, but the EPA actually has done a study, and they found that it takes less than a minute by the time we put things on our skin before it's in every organ of our body. And if you think about, doctors prescribe pain patches and other things to be administered through our skin. So I think this is one of the other things that just made me so passionate about Arbonne, is because we educate people about things like this. And I didn't know about things like this, so I want to share that. So very, very important.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about the clean eating program. What is the program?
So this is something that I also, I think sets us apart. I've been in fitness, like we said, for 35 years. I always say that that's when you could be like 10 and become a fitness professional, but I'm kidding. But, for me, I've seen, people come in and exercise is such an important part of staying fit. But, about 90% is what we're eating. So you can go exercise all day long, but if you're not eating properly to fuel your body, if you're not, if you're putting toxins in all day long, it's really going to counteract what you're doing anyway. So what's the point, right? So the clean eating program, what we do is we actually run it every month, and it's designed just for 30 days or longer. It's something that it's not crazy, drink lemon juice for 30 days. You get to eat good food, but we give people meal plans, recipes, shopping lists. We really basically hold their hand to take them through that 30 days. We give them a lot of support. There are products involved, and our two main goals of that program. One is to teach people about allergens and toxins that, just could potentially be affecting their body. For instance, maybe, you don't have celiac disease, but gluten might be something that's upsetting your stomach if you're eating too much of it. And so it's just cutting things out so that you can then figure out what is causing inflammation, joint pain, that kind of thing. We're not doctors, but this is certainly just a way that people can kind of flush out the toxins. And then we also focus on eating a low glycemic diet. And that's so important whether you're diabetic or not. I have a daughter who is type 1 diabetic, so we're very familiar with this. But even if you're not, you really want to pay attention to that. And what that means for the average, for me, for you and me, or just anybody, is I don't know about you, but I don't crave sweets. I crave chips, but it's all the same. It all turns into sugar in our body. And so no matter what, what we're trying to do is help people so that they don't crave those things, and their body has the right amount of fuel, and you're feeling good, and you're not just constantly up and down and up and down in your energy. So that's just a really important thing that, again, I didn't know about before I started doing this.
Right. Well, and I think you left the most important part out, though.
What's that?
They get you too, right?
Yes, they get me. That's right. Exactly. We give you support.
Yeah.
So we're not just saying, good luck. Hope you do well. Here's a bunch of pills. It's not that at all. We're really giving you support like I said, hand holding. You've got a Facebook group, secret Facebook group that we actually, so you've got other people that are going through it with you. So it's really, really nice. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
And I've seen this Facebook group before. I've seen what goes on there. Polly does a great job of really showing you how to make the meals and, you know, real time, you know, she's doing it right there in front of you. So
Sometimes.
offering a lot of support, you know, so, and other people are in there too. So I think that's a huge part of it, is that feeling of community, right?
Right, exactly. That's what we want. We want people to feel like they're part of something and they're not just out there by themselves. So if you're having a craving, you can actually go into the Facebook, you know, group and say, oh my gosh, help, and we'll help you. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah. Huge. Okay, so you've kind of stated a little bit in previous responses, but really, you know, what's really the why behind, you know, the reason why you're doing it? What's your why?
Okay, what's your why? I know, I love that question. We ask people that all the time in my business. And, you know, really, of course, my why is my family. I you know, in the beginning, I not only wanted to help my daughter who has type 1 diabetes, and so just to help her to eat healthier, eat cleaner, that kind of thing. But, you know, I do it because I absolutely love what I do. I've been in this type of industry for so long. And like I said, I just love helping other people feel better about themselves. And that's kind of really that's what it's for. That's what it's all about, you know? And so I have this thing on my desk that says, help more people. And that's really my goal, is how many people can I help? And so, you know, I think that, with the business side of it, I can also, I really want to, one thing that I've seen, and I hope I articulate this well, but, you know, I kind of said, hey, I'm going to do this. And I went out and did it. And I've been with Arbonne for 11 years. And I think that has inspired my kids to, especially my daughter. She's not going the traditional college route. She's going to do what she has always dreamed of doing. And I think that's been an inspiration, you know, just going out and doing what I'm passionate about has inspired them to do what they're passionate about. So yeah, that's kind of a good part of my why as well.
Well, and I can attest, right? One of the things we talk about when we do these virtual coffees is, you know, my goal is to bring you the best of the best, for everyone to see the best of the best. And I can tell you guys, listen, truly, this woman who cares about people and really does care about helping. So that's not just a line. That's not a business ploy. That is the real deal. Okay, so we've got people listening, and they're wondering, I wonder if this is right for me. You know, what is kind of the ideal client look like for you?
Okay. So for me, I think that there are people that are really looking for a change in their life. So, you know, that could be a specific goal like weight loss or better digestion, or, you know, they might want to, it might be wrinkles. Not that any of us have those. But, you know, so it's just somebody that maybe wants to be a little bit more proactive about their health, that really cares about ingredients. Now, not everybody that comes to me cares about that. We also get results. So we always say, you know, whether you want that or whether it's just vanity, hopefully we can help you no matter what. But so it's really just that to me though, I love the person that is just really trying to improve their health overall for themselves and for their family. And so that's my ideal client.
Gotcha. So we've got people listening who maybe fit into that category. So here's your chance, right? What's the most important piece of advice you could give them right now?
I think it's really just to be proactive when it comes to your health. You know, I know, you know, I don't want to really kind of get into healthcare and all that and the way it's going, but I just think it's so important for us to just to read ingredients, labels, that kind of thing. And so we always say when people come to any kind of presentation or workshop that I do, and by the way, I do workshops for people in home, so I can kind of tell you a little bit more about that at the end. But I always tell them, if you never buy an Arbonne product from me, I want you to walk away knowing some ingredients to avoid. Right. So really, I just think that, you know, whether we just want, you know, to inspire people basically to just be proactive about their health. You know, it might just be small changes that they can make. And so that's what we're looking to help them with. So
Good, good. And I think it's important too that people know that there are choices out there, right? So you hear about the big ones, they're always advertising on TV, everyone
Right.
knows who they are, but there are other choices out there, and it's good for people to investigate because those may not work for them. They may feel better with this, they may feel better, but at least
Right.
the knowledge of the choices that are out there, and uh, also the fact again that it's not just about the food, right? I think a lot of people don't realize that. So
Exactly. It's a total picture, and that's what we're after, is really the total ball of wax, you
right.
know? So exactly.
All right. So doing this 11 years, right?
11 years.
All right.
Yes.
So I'm sure you've got some great success stories, but what's I guess the most prevalent thing that you see change wise in people after they've been working with you for a while?
Well, there's two sides of it. So there would be clients, and
Mhm.
certainly from clients, I get text and messages, Facebook messages all the time, you know, just people saying, oh my gosh, I cannot believe how much better I feel. So whether it's from the nutrition end of it, you know, I'm sleeping better, digestion, things like that, or weight loss, of course. So they're loving the products and they're loving the results that they're getting. You know, and or it could be on the skincare side. I talked with a girl today. I love when I get the opportunity to maybe help someone who has severe allergies and they've never been able to put things on their skin before because you know, they're just rinsing their face with water, and but they want some results, and so they haven't found anything that's worked for them yet. And so I love the fact that I get to me, that's the most gratifying thing, is that maybe I can help that person to find something that works for them, gives them the results. And it's cool because we give a 45-day money back guarantee on everything anyway. So I'm able to say, you know, hey, try this and let's just see. And if that's not right, look, let's do this. And so I think that's one of the most gratifying things. And then the other part of it, from a business standpoint, is just being able to help other people who are looking for a way, you know, to maybe work from home or do something like this. And so I can teach and show them what I've done, and really help them to maybe design a different lifestyle. So both, you know,
I'm
two
glad you
sides.
brought that up. Glad you brought that up because I was going to ask you about that too. There is the side of it, of course, where it's, you know, the products and everything, but there's also a part of it where you're actually helping other people get into the business.
Absolutely. Yes, yes. And so we just always actually, I love our approach. And that's one thing that I think sets us apart as well. We're very professional. We're actually taught not to plaster Facebook and, you know, not to do sort of some of the things that you might traditionally think about with network marketing, which is what this is. And so it is a profession. And so what we do is simply just share, educate, teach, and just find out what is the right fit. I let the person tell me, you know, hey, what resonated with you, you know, what was interesting to you. But I always share both sides, product and business, because I never know how, you know, what is the way I can help that person. So, but I like the approach because it's very much about the person, not about me. So,
Right.
yeah.
That's awesome. So that's probably a tough question, right? Because I know there's a lot of things that are, are behind why you do what you do. But if you had to pick something that was the most rewarding aspect, what would you say?
Wow. Yeah, that is a really tough question. I think, you know, it still kind of comes back to the thing with the whole thing with fitness, because I have always loved to help people. I think when people feel better physically, it also helps them emotionally and just in every aspect, you know. So I think that maybe is the best part of what I do. Although in 11 years, I've also just, it's enriched my life so much with, you know, whether it's clients or whether it's business partners, just the relationships that I've developed. And so I just can't tell you, like every time we go somewhere, my husband says, how do you know that person and that person? And it's either through Arbonne or through where I teach. But, you know, so that's definitely it. It's the relationships, you know, by far. And then just helping people to just feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, well, I have a really off the wall question for you now.
okay.
I'd like to ask people this just because I like to hear it, right? Is
Okay.
do you have a favorite quote? And if you do, why is it your favorite quote?
Oh, wow. So I don't know if you have time for mine, but So I do, it's not actually, and I actually say this at the end of all my body flow, not every class, but I actually share this. So I'll see if I can kind of remember most of it.
Okay.
But it's really an excerpt from a book by Marianne Williamson. And it's Return to Love. And anyway, it's about our deepest fear. And I just think it's such an empowering quote. So it's our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? And actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. And so your playing small doesn't serve the world. That's my favorite part. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't see, won't feel insecure around you. So, and I think the rest is like, we're all meant to shine. As children do. We're born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. And it's not just some of us, it's in everyone. So as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. And as we're liberated from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others. And I just think that whole saying, I mean, what better to write to empower people with. So I try to share that often at the end of my class because I want people to walk out feeling empowered. So,
well, wow, right?
It's my favorite one. My daughter actually did a little thing for my office, and she's an artist also, so she did sort of calligraphy, and so I see it every day, so I love it.
Awesome. That is awesome. Well, okay, so we've got everyone excited now.
Hopefully.
Here, right? So let's tell them a little bit about how they can get in touch with you. What's the best way to get in touch with you?
Okay, so I would say you could either just call or text me. My cell number is 205-213-3676. You can email me. It's easy. It's arbonnepolly@gmail.com. And that is ARBONNE. Not airborne. And my website, I do have a website. I encourage people to call me or email me because we have lots of discounts and you won't necessarily see those if you just go on our website. But it is pollybrothers.arbonne.com. So you can just go to my website. So that's totally fine too.
All right. So speaking of discounts, I understand you may have a little special for people who are listening if they mention that they saw you in this interview.
Absolutely. Yes. So all you have to do is say that you saw me on Virtual Coffee with Johnny C., who is a fabulous coach, by the way. So I'll give him a shameless plug there. But just say that, and I will offer you the 20% discount, which is our preferred client discount. But I'll just go ahead and offer that to you, just so that you can try a few things and see what you think. So yeah, that's it.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, that you really covered a lot of ground there, and I think it is very thorough. And is there anything you want to add? You feel like, last minute you want to throw in there that you want everyone to know about, or?
Yeah, I think the last thing that I would say is just if you would like more information, you're maybe just kind of like first exposure to Arbonne is hearing about it here. And by the way, maybe that the reason for that is that we've never paid to advertise. So we've been around 37 years. I needed to say that in the beginning. So Arbonne's very stable. We've been around a long time. But one of the things that I do to share this, I do several different reach out methods. And so I do in-home workshops. So that could be nutrition focused or skincare focused. I also do lunch and learn type things at businesses. So really just, there's a lot of different ways that I can reach out. And I'm also always happy to do things just one-on-one with people over coffee and just bring you things to try. So just, as far as a way for me to kind of spread the word, that's how I do it.
And that is a good point you bring up because like I mentioned earlier, a lot of people know about the big ones that are out there, the big nutrition companies, and this is one you don't necessarily hear of. And I think that says something too, right? Is how do you get business? And obviously it's word of mouth, and I do people like you going out and educating. So that's very important.
Yes.
Great. Well, I appreciate you being here. The message was great. I really hope everyone stuck around for the whole thing, and you got the chance to really hear everything Polly had to say. I will promise you again, she is the real deal. She is just as energetic and personable and lovable as she is on screen with you right now. That's how she is in person, and she's going to take a personal interest in you, and that to me says a lot, especially when you're talking about health and diet and all those things that go along with it. It's a very personal thing, and you want to know the person that you're working with has your best interest at heart, and she certainly does.
Thank you.
Yeah, so okay, let's raise our cups again, and this
All
time we're going to say it wasn't a virtual coffee, it was a virtual
detox tea.
detox tea. Very good. Thank you again for being with me today, and
Thanks,
everyone,
Johnny.
make sure you take the time and give Polly a call. You won't regret it. And
Thank you so much.
yeah, and I will see you guys next time on Coffee with the Coach. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
All right.